Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 32 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I am scoping out a place to start a Wither Battle Arena. Yep, definitely want to build something similar but not exactly the same as to what I built in Season 4 of the multiplayer series. Considering doing something that's not terribly close to my house. Like, I don't want to be right next door just in case he does escape. But I definitely want to be, somewhere that's not too long of a run either. So I'm kind of looking around here trying to figure out exactly where I might want to have a Wither Battle Arena. I'm thinking about just building a giant room that I can sneak in there and, activate some kind of control system probably, engage the Wither, do some battle, and then, get out and, have another star, which would be cool. And this will be repeatable, so I will be able to go in there kind of whenever I want and battle him. So that should be a lot of fun. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is kind of scoping out the territory. I could build one like all the way out here by where my quarry is. Like I said, really kind of want to stay as far away as possible. Ooh, I could build it like in the middle of this glacier biome. That might be a cool spot. Yeah, that's neat looking. Though, of course, clearing out ice usually comes about with a bunch of water and all kinds of other nuisance stuff. So, I don't know. I'm going to scope out a good spot, build a little room, and then come back when I'm ready to do the interesting stuff, which will be building the actual arena. Alright, back in a moment. Alright guys, hanging out over here at my little setup. Oh, I need more redstone, darn. Getting ready to make something nifty and new. Not terribly new. I mean, if you guys have watched the series before, you're familiar with what I'm making. But, you know what? It might be new to some of you. So let's call it new. Definitely new to this series. I'm getting myself an advanced circuit, and I'm getting myself a little bit of glowstone. And you can kind of see in the top right what I'm making over here. I'm going to need a bat box, and I'm going to need some refined iron. This is the jetpack. Nice. Electric jetpacks are awesome and fun. Just got to throw it on your back. And let's see, does it have to be charged? Yeah, it does. So let's get it charged up right here in our MFE. Okay. Now the electric jetpack doesn't last terribly long and it's not terribly fast, but it's a good way to travel and fly. And the reason I want to do this is I decided where I'm going to place my Wither Battle Arena. It's going to be deep underground. For the time being, I'm not going to have a way to get back up short of the electric jetpack. So I'm going to go ahead and use that when I need to get around town. So basically, we're going to be able to fly. Pretty cool. Oh, better sleep through the night while this charges up. And you can already see I've got my filler and my redstone energy cell ready to help me build this battle arena thing. I've also been cooking up some smooth stone here, just so I have plenty of stone bricks on me. And I should have in my bag here, I do have the Wand of Equal Trade. I wonder if I have any charging enchants. That would be really nice to have. But let's check it out. All right, electric jetpack goes on your back. Run outside here just to demonstrate and just hold space. And whoosh, you'll fly. Now, it's not creative mode flight, so you will fall when you let go of the space button, and you got to like control your flight a little bit. If you don't have the boots that I have, the quantum boots, you will take damage when you hit the ground. But of course, I've got those protecting me. So let's see. Do I have any charging going on here? Efficiency, unbreaking. No charging, huh? I don't think you can get charging on books anymore. In fact, I think most of the Thaumcraft stuff, I'm not sure if you can get it on books anymore. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Not entirely sure if that's been modified a little bit, but I don't think we have any charging here. Oh well, maybe I'll just, give it a shot. Throw it in the enchanting table, and maybe I'll get lucky. We'll see. But charging allows a wand, when you've enchanted it with charging, to draw V out of the environment and charge itself back up, so that would be nice. So I'm going to get myself a little bit more in the way of levels. I think my brain's empty, so I'll let this thing run for a bit. And then we're going to charge that guy up. But while that runs, let's see. What else do I probably want to have? I'm going to grab a mining laser. Put this guy on the mode here of... I think mining mode is good. And I'm just going to use this to dig straight down into the earth. Right back here somewhere. This might be a good spot. Why not? Sure. Yeah, right here looks good. So, straight down. I know you're not supposed to dig straight down, but you know what? I do have a bit of flight to control, so that if I do get too low, we'll know. Run into lava or something, I can always fly out of it pretty easily. Alright, I ran into a little bit of a cave system here, but other than that, doesn't look like there's much around. Cool. Yeah, I know iron's there. I'll get it later, maybe. I have plenty of iron. I'm not worried about iron. Alright, Y level 39. We're going to go a little bit deeper with this. You can see I'm just kind of controlling my flight. Alright, Y level 32, and up here is 64. That's not bad, actually. I think I want to be a little bit higher than that. Okay, so I'm just going to bump this guy up to Y level 34. Okay, that's cool. Alright, got some light going on. I'm going to clear out some terrain and come back when it's ready. Alright, this looks like a solid setup that I've got going on here. I'm going to move this out a little bit, actually. Probably push him back here so I can put down my filler. Okay, filler goes down. Let's hope this works. And we're going to put it in clear mode. And redstone energy cell to help this guy get going. Now remember, it now clears from the top, and it also deletes any items from the world rather than spilling them all over the place. So this thing should be clearing things out pretty nicely. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. I hope I didn't oh yeah, look at this. This is great. I love it. Nice room. I made it 13 by 13, by the way, and I think I made it 7 tall. So we'll see how it goes. You can see it's deleting all the items from the world as it gets, destroyed. Cool. And that is a nice and quickly cleared area. Hey, look at that. I happen to get charging 1 and treasure 2 on here. So you can see this guy is now charging. Awesome. That thing was almost gone too, so I'm really glad that happened. Alright, so just getting the last of the experience that filled up on the ground here. Going to clean up my inventory, and then we'll be ready to go. Alright, now that I've let my Wand of Equal Trade here charge itself back up, awesome by the way, I'm going to, oh yeah, lots of bad guys. Gotta light this room up. Better get myself one of those wrath lamps pretty soon. Alright, let's maybe do that first before I do all this stuff. Also, just kind of curious, does this reach? Yeah, it does. Okay, not all the way though. Alright, that's cool. So awesome. Alright, so wrath lamp, right? Yeah, I was gonna just pop this guy right into the center of the room. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be centered, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I placed this guy right in the center, which is perfect. There we go. Nice and well lit. No worry about torches now, no worry about nothing else. That's why I love wrath lamps. They're awesome. Alright, now to make this room look a little bit more respectable. Now that my wand charges, I don't have to worry too much about making a new one. Ever. Beautiful. I haven't got the looting enchant on it, like the treasure one. Basically what that means is I should get some extra like coal or diamonds or something if I ever happen to get those. Neat. Alright, back in a few once I've cleaned this whole area up. Alright guys, how's this look? Not too bad, right? So you can see there's the entry where I came in. It's about 30 blocks up there, so we're going to create a way to get in and out pretty quickly, but this is where I'm going to engage the wither. I'm going to set up a MFFS thing. So MFFS, for you guys who don't know, is the modular force field mod, and it's a really great way to, create force fields in the game. So now that I've gotten out of there, I want to create a couple levitators from Thaumcraft to get in and out, and I want to clean up my inventory and do a few things, but you can see the Wand of Equal Trade here is recharging itself, which is awesome. Alright, let me get some levitators going on here and clean up my inventory a bit. I'll be back in just a few. Alright, that should be enough. I'm going to make a bit of a mess out of the environment here, but boom, got myself 3 arcane levitators. Now what's really cool about the arcane levitators is that they stack rather nicely. So if we activate all 3 of them at the same time, they should propel me up 30 blocks. So we're going to test that right now. I want to get off, or no, I still have the lap pack on, good. I don't have my thing on there, so let's see. If I drop down here and go 1, 2, 3, and then do 1, 2, 3, nice, look at that. It's sending me straight up. Cool. Alright. Alright guys, a little crafting with some red power toys later, and we've got a button press levitator. Nice. Sends me up 30 blocks and just enough time to reach the top. I think I'm going to make that a 5-second count instead of just a little bit less than that. That should be cool. Okay, there we go. Awesome. All right, so in and out is easy now. Now it's time to look at how we want to get MFFS set up so that we can get some modular force field stuff happening, and hopefully, ideally, we'll be able to encase this wither in a relatively safe area where he can't get to us and he can't get out unless he dies. Haha. Awesome. So let's work on that. We're going to need a bunch of stuff from Industrial Craft where a lot of the recipe ingredients are going to come from. So why don't I get started putting that stuff together, and when I'm ready, I'll be right back. Alright guys, a really important piece of the modular force field mod is monazite ore. You can do two things with monazite ore. Basically you can either pulverize it or smelt it. You can see smelting gives you 4, but macerating gives you 8. So you want to either macerate or pulverize, whichever one you have set up in your world, to get 8 forsicum, yeah, it's hard for me to say, out of the monazite ore. Okay, so you can see we've got a bunch of forsicum showing up in here. I'm going to get a couple stacks of this stuff because we're actually going to need quite a bit of it going forward, but it's not too bad to get, as you can see. I have a little bit decent size amount of forsicum. The monazite ore I've been routing directly into this chest here, I think. Might have more going into here. Nope. Alright, I don't know where I'm routing that stuff. Oh, here it is. There's a bunch. Okay, so that's all going into my miscellaneous junk chest, which is fine. I figured I should have more than that. For now, I'm just going to store it in my industrial craft chest. That works. So we've got a decent amount of the stuff. You can see I got 4 stacks of forsicum from half a stack of the monazite ore, which is good. To get started with this, we want to get ourselves a couple force diamonds, and these are not too hard to make. It's just, you know, a force energy crystal. Right there, you saw, diamond surrounded by forsicum. What we want to do next is get ourselves a machine block or 2. Probably going to need a few of these guys. I'm going to go ahead and get 2 of them upgraded to advanced machine blocks. Okay, and then I'm going to get one of them and turn that guy into something fancy. What I'm probably going to need is a few electronic circuits. Going to need a little bit more refined iron to make that happen. 8 will be good for now. Cool. We'll hold on to this stuff down here. Gonna want to do the following. Oh yeah, well, you know what? I need a little bit more of this stuff. Wood. And we can put these things away. We're done with this for now. So we need an extractor. As you can see, I'm making 4 tree taps. Those are required to make the industrial craft extractors. And we can combine the extractor with an advanced machine block and electronic circuit here to get the forsicum extractor. It's the first item you're going to need in order to get your MFFS stuff going on. Cool? Not too shabby. Now, we're also going to need to grab some paper pretty soon here, so I might as well grab a stack of that out of my chest. Okay, the other thing we're going to need is a projector. This is going to require another advanced machine block, and we're also going to have to get ourselves this guy, a transmitter. He's a frequency transmitter. He's important. He's going to play a few roles here. We can put this stuff around here, and then the other component that you saw to this, the projector, were the projector focus matrix. Now these guys do require a diamond, but you get 64 of them per. So in order to make it, it's just a diamond with some refined iron and some glass. And these are what you use to manipulate your force fields. And their basic components go right into here. Cool. So we've got a projector, we've got an extractor, and these 2 blocks are going to work together to start doing some cool stuff. Now the last thing we're going to need is a capacitor. This guy's a little bit more expensive. You can see we're going to need another advanced machine block. So let's get one of those guys put together. And a couple more of those force crystals, 4 of them as a matter of fact. Makes this a rather expensive design, but yeah, you know what? We were doing alright with diamonds for now, so we might as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll work. Cool. We can also go ahead and put some stuff together here. We're going to need 2 of these guys. 1. Oh boy. Lots of junk in the inventory. We'll just drop something on the ground for now. And 2. Okay, so the capacitor, another important component here, goes together like this, with the crystals in the corner and the advanced machine block in the middle, and some electronic circuits on the sides. Cool. All right, let's start putting these blocks together, and then we'll come back to make more fun stuff. You know what, I am going to make one more thing while I'm here. I'm going to put some paper around a circuit to get my very first blank MFFS card. Okay, off we go into the basement to build this nifty Wither Battle Arena. At least the first part of it. Oh, that was close. Alright, here we go. To get started here, I'm going to build it kind of like right around this wall area right here. So this will look alright. The first thing we have to put down, or the first 2 things we have to put down, are our extractor and capacitor. These 2 are very important blocks. The extractor requires some form of energy. It actually works with both buildcraft and industrial craft energy, and you have to put some forsicum in the top slot there. Then what you do is you connect your extractor by right-clicking on your capacitor, which kind of stores energy. So what you do is you click on the storage block. This is kind of like the MFSU or the MFE of the modular force field mod. It stores force energy. And you insert your card into this block here. You can see the MFFS power link card is now linked to this block here. Cool. You can set a name if you want, but it's not really important right now. So all we got to do is supply a source of power, and we're able to start generating force energy, which is pretty neat. I'm going to do a new way of transferring power. It's time to check out tesseracts. I don't think we've covered these yet in the single player season. Tesseracts are a very new component of thermal expansion. They require a little bit of effort to put together, but they're totally worth it. So let's see what we can get. I'm going to need about 8 hardened glass. I'm going to need a couple diamonds. Do I still have a few of those on me? No, probably not. All right, diamonds. 1, 2. And I'm going to need a little bit of tin while I'm at it too. Okay, in order for this to work, we're going to have to put together these blocks like so. Cool. We get a tesseract frame. Now, tesseracts allow you to transport either items, liquids, or energy from one location to another, and they work across dimension, and they're really cool. The downside is, specifically for energy, when you transfer energy, you lose about 25% of it, so you want to make sure you have a decent amount of energy supply before you decide to start teleporting it around. It only works with Minecraft Joules, but luckily the MFFS system works with Minecraft Joules, the Buildcraft version of energy. So, what's next to get this guy going? Well, the next part's actually a little tricky. We're going to have to do something a little crazy here. What I want to do, actually, is probably empty out using a portable tank. So let's do this. I'm going to clear out this liquid transposer right here. You can see there's a little bit of redstone, liquid redstone in there. I'm going to clear that out by simply placing this up here, switching this mode to empty, and telling it to output at the top. There we go. There we go. Cleared out. There is actually liquid redstone in there right now. It's just there's such a small amount it's not rendering. Okay, but this way we've cleared this guy out. Now we want to switch this guy back to normal mode, and yeah, that should work. Cool. How do we fill up our empty tesseract frames? Well, we know that redstone energy cells, we take an empty cell, right, and fill it with redstone in order to get our redstone energy cell frame. In order to work with tesseracts, unfortunately, we're going to have to do something a little bit crazier. We're going to have to melt down some ender pearls. We're going to need molten ender in order to get this guy to work. You can see here it requires about a bucket's worth, to fill this guy up, and a lot of energy while we're at it. So let's see how much we get per ender pearl. I don't happen to have any ender pearls at the moment. I still don't have an ender farm set up, but luckily Equivalent Exchange gives us a very good way to get ender pearls. Simply get 4 pieces of iron together, and you can transmute your way into an ender pearl. Nice. Let's hook this guy up and throw them into the magma crucible. I think 4 is what's required here, but let's see. Quite a lot of energy required to do this, and yeah, it looks like it made about 250 of this stuff. So we're going to need 4 more because we have 2, remember, that we're making. But once we get up to 1,000 buckets worth, 1 bucket's worth of molten ender, there we go. You can see it's starting to process. The tesseract frame is being filled with liquid ender pearl. Ha! That's cool. All right, once that's done, I'm going to need to put a few things together. In order to get an energy tesseract, you can see you can use the unattuned tesseract for quite a few things. You can get the energy, liquid, or item tesseract out of it by using different items. For energy, which we're going to use, we need a redstone conductance coil, some lead, silver, and electrum. Okay, and that guy is the electrum version. So I believe I made some electrum ahead of time because I was planning to do this. I did. We're also going to need some lead, which we should have a couple in here. So I'm going to get 4, and we're also going to need some silver, right? Cool. Energy tesseract and an electrum on top. So that should be about what we need to make this all happen. Oh yeah, 2 redstone while I'm at it. Okay. We'll go ahead and put this thing together with this. And I'll leave myself 2 electrum, because that's what I'm going to need. Cool. My energy tesseract's just finished, and then I can put this stuff together. Oh, you know what? I need 2 redstone conductance coils. Remember, you have to always make at least, 2 energy tesseracts, or 2 tesseracts if you're going to be transferring power from one spot to another. Because, you need 2. It makes sense, right? Okay, so there we go. 2 redstone conductance coils, energy tesseracts, electrum, silver, and lead. This gets us the energy tesseract. Nice. So I'm going to hook up the one side of the tesseract to my system over here. Cool. Now this guy's running all the time, right? How are we doing for blaze rods? Ooh, we're actually kind of low. I should probably go get a few and fill this up. I'll do that in a minute. Where do I want to put this? Probably right here. Nope, that's not good, because that's an output. Let's put it... Where's my wrench? Let's put it right here. There we go. So now this energy tesseract is currently inactive, and you can see there's 2 configuration tabs. We can check out the redstone control. We're just going to leave the default, where redstone, if it's receiving a redstone signal, it won't transmit energy. So we don't have any redstone signals that are connected to it. We don't have to worry about that. We could set it to disabled, and it'll just completely ignore redstone. Or we could set it to high, which means it requires a redstone signal to transmit energy. But for now, the default is fine. Now there's a little bit you can do in the configuration. If you're in a single player world, the public and owner only isn't really going to mean much to you. But on a server, you can have a public access frequency, which means anyone on the server can access this energy tesseract's power wirelessly. Or you can have owner only, which means only the owner who placed it can receive power that this is sending. So we're going to just leave it public. It doesn't matter. And you can set it to send power only, receive power only, or do both. Because this is going to send is fine. And I'm going to set the frequency to 1, and we're going to set it to boiler room, or main power feed. That sounds cool. And you can add the frequency. You can save it to the list of frequencies here. So you can have multiple frequencies transmitting different bits of power all over the place. Hitting the check mark here sets the frequency, and you can see frequency 1 is enabled. Awesome. So now we've got power wirelessly being transmitted. But like I said, 25% of that power is going to be lost. So anytime you use the energy tesseract to transmit power, you're going to need a lot more. If you send 100 Minecraft joules somewhere, it's only going to show up on the other side as 75. All right, let me get some more blaze rods manually. I still haven't set up an automated way to transfer them from one location to another. We'll have to see about that. But for now, I've got plenty. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, let's go set up the energy tesseract on the receiving side. This is really easy to do. It's the extractor that needs energy, so I'm just going to place this guy right next to it. We're going to open up the interface. We're going to tell it that it should receive energy only. We're going to choose the main power feed and hit the check mark. And if that worked out properly, no, nothing's happening yet. We might need to apply a redstone signal here. Let's see. If I were to get a lever... Some older versions, I think, of MFFS didn't require a redstone signal. Let's see what happens here. There we go. And hey, power is appearing. Awesome. So you can see now that we're storing force energy in our force energy capacitor, and we're creating it using some Buildcraft power from our energy tesseract. Sweet. That is cool. All right. So we'll give this guy a little bit of time to process, and we'll come back shortly. So I think the redstone signal was flowing back into the energy tesseract a little bit, and going through this block, hitting this block, and turning it off. So I could have either set this guy to redstone control false, but I decided I didn't want to mess with that too much. It's fine to leave it as is if I connect just some conduits to it. So no big deal. We're creating force energy now. It's behaving a little bit better, and we're storing force energy in our capacitor, which is cool. So this thing is going to use energy from our boiler, and it's going to create force energy. Excellent. Now, let's set up the actual Wither battle arena. So where are we going to have this guy fight? Well, I think I want him to recede a little bit into the ground. So let's map out an area here. I think probably right about here. Ought to be good. Yeah, this will work out nicely. Alright, now that I've mapped out an area that I want to have the actual force field be in, I'm going to go ahead and place the projector under the ground here. This guy is what's going to actually create the force field. You can kind of place them wherever you want, and there's a bunch of different force field options available. Let's go upstairs and make a couple of the manipulation and the items we're going to need to make this force field do exactly what we want it to do. So if you look up MFFS and NEI, you'll see there's a bunch of modules you can install here. First off, we're going to look at some of the type modules. These are the ones surrounded by red. There's a bunch you can do. There's tubes, there's deflectors, cubes, and spheres, and walls, and diagonal walls, all kinds of good stuff. I'm going to use the containment module. You can see it requires one of those focus matrices surrounded by obsidian. So I've got some obsidian on me, and I've got the focus matrix. This is one type of force field. There's multiple types. So you could have one that acts like a sphere, one that's just a wall. Pretty neat stuff you can do with the MFFS mod. So that's the first thing we're going to need. We're also going to need a couple more of these electronic circuits. So let's get about, I need a little bit more refined iron for this. That ought to do. We're probably going to need at least one or two of these blank cards. Let's say we're going to need one of them for now. I think that's good. And I also want to make a multi-tool. The MFFS multi-tool is an important tool to use with your modular force field. So I've got most of what I need here. I need to get a wrench, so I'm going to need some bronze. Should have some of that. Okay, and carbon plates we've got, redstone, no problem. Okay, let's get a little bit of you and put away some of this stuff. As always, running into inventory issues. I know, typical direwolf. A little bit of this. Oh, nope, one more thing we need to. Let's get a whole stack of redstone. We've got a lot of it coming in now that our quarry has gotten to a decent level. So we'll surround one of these guys like this. Get ourselves the advanced circuit. We'll also get the wrench that we're going to need. Cool. And what was it now? The multi-tool had that in the bottom. Got those guys. We also need one of these diamonds. Okay, that shouldn't be a problem. Cool. Alright, wrench, lever, redstone, carbon plates, advanced circuit. Multi-tool, important use with MFFS. We'll see what that's all about in a moment. So let's see, I've got most of what I need here, I think. Yeah, I think I actually do. All right, let's go downstairs. So in order to get this thing power, we need to connect up to the capacitor. And to do that, we again want to right-click with the blank MFFS card. And that creates a power link card, and we can install that in the projector down here. Cool. Unfortunately, we're not getting any power. The reason for that is we need to get an upgraded item here. You can see it's only got a transmission range of 8 blocks. This thing can only link to devices that are 8 blocks away, and this guy's a little bit further than 8 blocks, unfortunately. So we're going to have to get ourselves the capacitor upgrade. We're going to need some more carbon plates and another advanced circuit. I'm going to go make one of those right now. So there you go. You can see we get a capacitor upgrade. A little annoying that you have to use uninsulated copper cabling, but not that bad. We'll live. We could probably even get that guy compressed a little bit just more junk to store somewhere. Oh well. Alright, now that we've got this range upgrade, we shouldn't have any problem connecting to that unit. So the station there should connect just fine. Cool. Alright, so just got to put this capacitor upgrade right in here. And then we should be able to link. So great, we've got power connecting. Excellent. You can see right here that it's indicating that it has a transmission range of 16 now. Nice. We also want to charge up our multi-tool in the force energy capacitor. You can see it's charging, it's draining force energy out and storing it inside the multi-tool. That thing's going to come in pretty handy pretty soon. Cool. In order to do that, we drained a good amount of the force energy we've already set up, but oh well. Should probably put a chunk loader here too, so that this thing runs when I'm not nearby, but we'll deal with that later. Alright, in the red slot here, the type mode, you can see is where we put this modular containment thing, and that opens up certain options over here. The different modes that you install have different setups that you can put in here. We can also change this setting. This is telling you who's allowed to pass through the force field. There's a multi-tool setting. If you shift right-click your multi-tool, there's different options that you can set up here. One of them being the guide, so if you want to read more information about MFFS, you can figure out how stuff works and do different things. But for now, I'll show you the field teleporter allows you to transmit through a force field, and this setting tells you who's allowed to do it. In this mode, no one's allowed to do it. In this mode, everyone's allowed to do it. And in this mode, it's controlled by a security station block, which we don't have set up at the moment. But it's a block that allows you to control who's allowed to go into your force fields. But for now, I'm going to put it in the green mode, which means anybody's allowed to pass through here. Okay. The next settings determine the size of the force field. So if we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from here, what we can do is we can see that there's a little blue dot right on the top of there. That one indicates that this is the side that corresponds to the block the way we're looking at it. So facing forward, we can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So let's check out what this guy does. If we just connect up a redstone signal to him now, you can see redstone is the way to control this at the moment. We'll debate switching this out later and doing something different. Okay, so here goes nothing. Applying a redstone signal, and boom, we've got a force field that emits from here and goes 5 blocks to the left. Neat. We can turn it off, and we can take some of these out and show that it's now only going 2 blocks to the left, because we've got 2 blocks in here. So we want to go 5 and 5. And what this should do now is emit 5 and 5. How cool is that? Now, if we want this to go, right now it's starting on the floorboard here. We could probably bump it up one by adding a range upgrade. Range upgrades are pretty easy to make. Nope, not that. Not that either. What are the range upgrades? Oh, I was close. I knew it was 6 of them. There we go. And what that does is instead of the force field starting right at where the block is, we can install the range upgrade in the blue slot here. And you'll see that now it starts a little bit higher. Cool. That's pretty much where we want this to be. Okay. So if we want to increase the height of this guy, this particular one, that ought to do it. So we're probably going to need a little bit more of these. You can see they were relatively cheap to make, but quickly did they disappear. Go ahead and install the modular strength upgrade, and that will increase the height of the force field. Cool. Now we're getting somewhere. Probably going to want at least 1 or 2 more heights out of that, so I'm probably going to need more of these force field modular guys. I need another diamond. I don't happen to have one on me. Unfortunate. But there we go. So let's go get a diamond, and we'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Should have a few more of these guys. So let's see how it looks with this installed. 1 more of these strength upgrades should have a height. There we go. That's pretty perfect. I don't want it to go all the way up to the ceiling because I don't want it to get affected and mess with that wrath lamp. So this should be a good height to go inside. Now the only other thing we need to worry about setting up here are some field projector matrices for the sides. So 1, 2, 3 is the width here. So we need, for example, if I just put 3 on this side and turn it on, what should we get is a nice containment cube. Nice. That is cool. Now we can transfer into that cube by right-clicking. Boom. And we're inside. Awesome. And this guy's actually transmitting deeper than I thought he would. Oh, because that's 8, not 3. Ha! A little hard to see there. All right, that's better. Now we've got 3. So we've got the field coming across here, and we can go inside if we want, travel around in here, and you can see it's allowing me to transfer through because of that setting. The other important thing that setting does is make it so that when you hit the field with a tool, it doesn't cause you damage. If the setting is in red mode and you try to hit the field with a tool, ouch, it hurts a lot. So make sure that's on if you don't want hitting the field with a tool to hurt you. All right, now we're going to need to run some red alloy wiring here. We've only got 2 on us, so let's get some more. All right, so instead of getting this guy hooked up with a lever right here, which would be very silly of me, I'm just going to run some wiring down here. Shouldn't be too bad. Right up against the block there. Some blocks require it to be set up like that, others don't. I'm not sure exactly which one this is. Oh, cool. Air crystals. Those are rare and nice. So like I said, not entirely sure how this should be set up, so I'm just going to run it right up there like that. Okay, shouldn't be too bad. Now that we've gone beyond here, we should know about where we are. So I'm going to just run this along down here, and I'll be back in a few once I've finished this up. All right, and with that, we should have a pretty fancy little setup here. There we go. Not too shabby. That should enable the force field to turn on with this lever. Perfect. Just got to add 3 of these guys right there. Okay, then we can cover up the flooring. Things are all fancy and nice looking, and boom, we've got a nice small contained area to fight the wither in. I like it. Turn everything off, close it down. Excellent. So fight the wither in there, and we're good to go. Now, in my multiplayer series, I set up an emergency kill switch. I'm not going to set that up in the single player. I don't think we need one. Frankly, like, you know, I'm the only guy here, and you guys are going to download my world and play on it, and that'll be fine. But I'm not too concerned about an emergency kill switch because I don't think we really need to worry about, you know, whether or not we can kill the wither at this point. I'm pretty sure I won't have much of a problem, considering I've got the quantum power suit armor. I also set up an auto wither spawning system, which I'm also not going to do in the single player world. Again, don't think it's really necessary to set up. We can manually spawn them ourselves. But if you checked out my multiplayer series, you saw I had a big computer control system, and I had a bunch of other neat ways to automatically spawn the wither, and an emergency kill switch that would kill the wither when we needed to. That was pretty fun. But like I said, I'm not going to duplicate that whole build because it's pretty much the exact same thing I've already made. And if you guys want to check it out, definitely go watch the multiplayer series where I made that. Cool? All right. So we've got the multi-tool set up here. And you know what? Go ahead and post in the comments if you guys really want me to set this up. And maybe I'll come back at some point in the future and set up the deployer system and the computer control system if you really want me to. But you know what? I think it's fine. All right, so let's get ready to spawn our first wither. I'm going to need some of you, and I'm going to need a few of you. Oh my, looks like we've gotten way past the wrapping up point for this episode, so I think what I'm going to do is leave you guys in suspense with regards to how well I can battle the wither. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode here, and come back next episode and start battling the wither, get myself a nether star, or 2 or 3, and then start having some fun with some cool stuff like portal gun and some of the other things that are going to require nether stars. So this is Direwolf20 signing off on episode 32. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Come back next episode where I fight the wither and have a little bit more fun with nether stars. Finally getting myself a portal gun. I can't wait. It's one of my favorite items and I've been without it for 30 some episodes. So let's get one. Alright guys, Direwolf20 signing off on the Wither Battle Arena. Take it easy.